welcome. This is Borno Restoration. I am Jessie Tafida. Today on the program, we will track successes recorded by Governor Zulum across different sectors in the state, from health to education, security, youth empowerment, and lots more. But first, let's bring you up to speed with Borno Today. Governments at all levels have continued to seek better ways of funding education. Better tax on schools and other educational institutions have caused a huge setbacks to efforts of government and the private sector. In northeast Nigeria alone, more than 1,400 schools have been destroyed since 2009, no thanks to the Boko Haram insurgency. But as peace gradually returns, government and non-governmental organizations are taking a more holistic approach to addressing these challenges.
Education is a global resource for learning and for acquisition of relevant skills for opportunities in today's world. Education promotes well-being. It is a catalyst for peace.
A spelling bee is organized by a group known as Education Cannot Wait and UNICEF commemorating the International Day of Education. Students from different schools participated.
D-I-S-A-S-T-E-R.
Is that your final spelling?
Yes.
Correct.
Stakeholders say there is need for more investment in the education sector and skill acquisition, as this will go a long way in dealing with issues of learning crisis.
We've seen in the last few years how government have drastically reduced the allocation or the percentage of budget allocated to education. And many times, once it's allocated, we are not sure that it is implemented or spent. One thing we want the government to do is to prioritize education.
We believe in children, we believe in education, and we believe in all forms of education that people can have to equip themselves and to build themselves and become a better person in the future. This is going to help a lot of children to stop wandering around the streets. So we decided to bring in skills acquisition as part of our non-formal learning activities under education program, and we started to train them.
This year, the focus is on the crucial role of education and teachers in the fight against hate speech, which is seen as a tool of destruction. The United Nations Children's Fund has assured to continue working with government and donor agencies towards elevating standards of education for girls and boys affected by conflict so as to give them a better future. A recent UNICEF report shows that about 1.6 million children are out of school in northeast Nigeria. And this has been a serious concern to governments at all levels and even stakeholders in the private sector. To get these children off the street, UNICEF introduced a new teaching curriculum. This idea was conceived by the Partnership for Learning for All in Nigeria, a project of the Foreign Commonwealth and Development Office. It is entirely different from the usual classroom learning process. These pupils are first taught in their local language before it is translated to English for better understanding.
There is a lot of improvement, as you can see. Learners are happy because the pedagogy is learner-friendly. The learning environment is made conducive, and that increased the enrollment, attendance, and retention of learners. You can see the class we just observed is primary 5. Children are reading sentences in English, they are performing arithmetics, basic operations, addition, and so on.
Really trying to address what we call the learning crisis. Far too many girls and boys are going to school and they're attending school, but they're not effectively learning. They're not getting the basics of being able to learn to read and write independently, and this then stops their progression in later life or in secondary school.
This new method of teaching is a comprehensive approach to addressing the educational setback caused by the Boko Haram insurgency that lasted for more than a decade.
Their attitude has changed. We have observed that learners are learning in a very short time. And to that effect, some are beginners. That when we say beginners, they can neither identify the letters, that is A to Z. But within a very short time, they know how to read and write.
This initiative underscores a comprehensive approach to addressing the educational challenges posed by Boko Haram conflict, specifically emphasizing inclusivity and quality learning for vulnerable children. The 13-year Boko Haram insurgency has created untold hardship to people and compounding the predicament of millions in northeast Nigeria, Cameroon, Chad, and the Republic of Niger. Governor Babagana Zulum, since assumption into office as the executive governor of Borno State, has continued to identify and respond to urgent needs of survivors of the insurgency. His greatest commitment is to restore peace and return all internally displaced persons to their ancestral homes through his reconstruction, rehabilitation, and resettlement campaign. So far, thousands of households have been resettled in new homes built by the government. Today, the governor is out on a tour. He is on an assessment visit to communities destroyed by Boko Haram in the Central Senatorial District of the state. We traveled through rough road and dusty wind from the Sahara. A trip of over 80 kilometers. We arrived at Ala, Garade and Kaji communities, which are now liberated, and the governor has ordered an immediate reconstruction of the place to enable people to return. From here, the governor heads straight to meet with military commanders in Merte Local Council of the state.
Officers and his men for maintaining peace, law and order in this program. On behalf of the government and people of Borno State, we will remain very grateful. Marte was re-established some years ago. I think it's getting to about 3 years. Yeah. And from establishment to date, nothing very bad has happened, especially within the last 1.5 years. So this is something that we need to hail in Nigerian military. This is something that we need to hail the community also. We appreciate the good relationship that exists between the community and the Army Command. I was reliably informed that the CEO is doing very well, and as early as possible, we used to give directives to the farmers to go to their farmlands. That is something that we need. And on my part, I will do everything possible to support you.
The military are happy to receive him. They note that this is a moral booster.
We are showing you, sir, that we will not relent in our efforts. Even as I yesterday, myself and some of the chairman and other personals who were in Old Martin, have been out for like 15 days now, dominating even the New Martin road. We have dominated it for a very long time. We've been trying all our best with the support of the brigade commander and the DIV to ensure the area is safe, sir. We are believing that by God's grace, all the objectives that are set by the executive governor will be met. Because even the theatre and the DIV are working relentlessly to ensure that we achieve all these things.
At most places visited in Merte, the governor commends effort of security operatives for the momentum in the fight against terrorism.
We have to be very careful with a view to determining who is doing what. It's mind-boggling. What has been happening in recent times is mind-boggling. I think we have some group of people that don't want to see the end of this crisis. There's a lot of sabotage in what we are doing. Inshallah, we are trying to trace those that are committing these crimes within us. And therefore, I'm calling upon the Nigerian military, the Nigerian army, to work hard and identify the culprits wherever they are. I'm also calling upon our DSS, the paramilitary, to also investigate the remote causes of these mines, unexploded ordnances that has been exploding along our major roads in recent times. But I hope the most important thing is that we shall strengthen the resilience of our community. We shall never be deterred with what is happening nowadays. We shall continue to be strong and stronger in order to reach our society out of this crisis.
Immediately after the meeting, the governor proceeded to another local council area to resettle IDPs. Logumani town of Ngala was next. It's the commissioning of 500 houses, a health clinic, school, and the police station. For the past 9 years, this community has been dislodged by Boko Haram insurgents. And since then, it has been a shadow of itself. But today, life is back. Another milestone achievement for the Zulum administration.
In fulfillment of our electioneering campaign promises to the internally displaced persons in Borno State, that we shall resettle them to their original localities if voted into power. This afternoon we are here in this historic community, Logumani, in order to resettle them back home after being displaced for nearly a decade period. Let me use this opportunity to commend members of the Nigerian Armed Forces, to commend the Nigerian Army, headed by the brigade commander of the 81 Brigade, and the commanding officers and men of the Nigerian Army, for providing the enabling environment to the contractors that are working here, that has enabled them to complete the construction of this very important community. Let me also use this opportunity to commend our gallant civilian JTF, hunters and vigilantes, as well as our policemen and others, for complementing the efforts of the Nigerian Army. Let me also commend the contractors that have worked here for a very good job done. I also want to commend the officers of the Ministry for RRR for the partnership that exists between the government of Borno State, the ministry, and that of the UNDP. Most especially, I want to use this opportunity to commend our development partners, especially Germany, Switzerland, UK, and other countries, for donating into the stabilization fund that has enabled the implementation of this noble objective of rebuilding back better this very important community, Logumani, in partnership with the United Nations Development Program and the Ministry for Reconstruction, Rehabilitation and Settlement. I advise the people of this community to make better use of the facilities that is being provided to them. I advise them to enroll their children into school. Most especially, I advise them to utilize and maintain this very beautiful edifice. Government of Borno State will not relent in its effort of providing basic amenities to its citizens. This afternoon, we are witnessing distribution of 500 houses, well built, to the people of Logumani community. In addition to the 500 houses, each of the beneficiaries will receive a bull and a cow. Each of the beneficiaries will also receive maize grease as well as rice. We are also providing them with water pumps, insecticides and seeds and sediments. And inshallah, government will resuscitate the moribund irrigation scheme that is in existence in this ancient community. I want to commend the leadership of Ngala Local Government Council, and most especially I want to commend His Royal Highness, the Shehu of Duka, for him being present here physically to witness this very important occasion. Inshallah, very soon, in addition to Logumani, we shall resettle Gajibo community. We shall resettle Kaje community in Marte. We shall also resettle Ala community, amongst other communities that we shall resettle in Borno State. We hope to see at the end of our tenure that no single internally displaced camps will be in existence.
Excellency, may I digress a bit from the foregoing speakers to commend your effort of resettling our people. A lot has been said about the reconstruction drive. On behalf of myself and the entire people of Borno Central Senatorial District, I wish to commend Your Excellency for the giant stride you have taken in resettling our people throughout the Senatorial District and other Senatorial Districts of the state. Your Excellency, let me mention a few. When we left Maiduguri this morning, we drove through Karalingo, Mafa, Koibe, down to Dikwa, to Logumani. It is evident and it is manifestly clear how you decongested the IDP camps and brought the IDP camps to a standstill and resettle our people back to their ancestral homes. We can never forget this singular gesture in our lifetime, throughout our lifetime, Your Excellency. May I once again thank you most sincerely while wishing you Allah's guidance and protection.
Your Excellency, the gathering today has witnessed a leader that we consider a symbol of humanity. Your Excellency, your leadership has gone beyond just good governance. Your leadership has gone into humanity, that you micromanage the affairs of your citizens in this state individually. Your Excellency, it has been a known fact that it is not only the community that bothers you, but even individuals, you are so much concerned about them. Today, this community has seen things some of them have never seen before. I'm very sure most of us that come through this, those of us that are living around here, know what sort of building has been here over the years. And today, people are like, they are already in the federal capital. Some of them have never stayed in block-built houses, talk less of ceilings. A lot of our communities have been living in mud houses for years. That is what we grew up to see. And Your Excellency, it will be short of words for us to say we appreciate you. But the only thing we can say is that we wish you all the best. We pray for Almighty Allah to increase in your strength, your determination, your enthusiasm, your good health, and then may Allah, the Almighty Allah, grant you prosperity and give you guidance in all you are doing to the people of Borno State.
60-year-old Yaja is lucky to be here after 9 years. She says, I'm overwhelmed with this gesture. We thought we would never see home again, but today is a dream come true. I received 50,000 naira, a bull and a cow, water pumps, seedlings, and a big house. God bless our good governor. And that's our package on this episode of Borno Restoration. Many thanks for watching. I'm Jessie Tafida. See you next time. Bye-bye.